Welcome, everyone, to the house that Rodney built, Notre Dame Stadium, underneath the watchful eye of Touchdown Jesus, the home of the Fighting Irish. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day, as we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Indiana Hoosiers, taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The defense trying to get a stop on third down from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws for the tight end. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Couldn't find much breathing room to return it, but the interception. And the Hoosiers have it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. You'll take this every time, 5 yards on the 1st down play.
And after a successful run like that on 1st down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and potentially taking a shot, because even if it's incomplete now on 2nd, you only have a short amount of yards to go here on 3rd.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. He's looking to throw. He's got it on the move. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Late hit on the quarterback gives this offense a free 1st down and some yardage. And guys, bringing the heat is what any defense is about, but you have to stop short of making that official reach for his flag. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the play call. I think you keep running the football and stay physical.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. He's going to the right, looking for a path to the end zone. And he's knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll do it for the 1st quarter. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Into the end zone. And that one's going to be incomplete. He was throwing for the touchdown, but just couldn't get the foot down in bounds. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. Oh, that one will leave a mark. No good. After the The clock has stopped, and we've reached the 2-minute warning before halftime. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to go up top on 1st down. He's moving out of the pocket. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Trying to make magic with his feet. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense. He wants to throw. And the ball is intercepted. He'll try to take it back. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana! Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. That last pick six after a drive like that, David can swing them. He lost one down the sideline. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, I love the effort by the quarterback here. He extends the play. Nothing open right away. There's a little bit of pressure. He gets to the outside, tries to take a shot down the field, just not on the same page with his intended target.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. He finds his man. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on 1st down. Unloads to the right. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open.
Looking deep down the right side. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass. Locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. Big 3rd down here. They need to get the ball to the 41. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going to run it. He steps out of bounds, but he's... So it's 1st down, but with just a few seconds, they'll try to put up a 3 before halftime. And he'll need a little distance and accuracy, a 42-yarder from the left hash. He got it. And they'll trot off to the locker room after the field goal to close the half. A 3rd down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Right back to the well. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. Clock strikes 0 here in the quarter, and Indiana is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. Boy, they love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. On the option. Touchdown, Fighting Irish! And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
Man, I love this offense being...
Here come the Irish, back on offense. He'll pull it on the read. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Irish! And linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Looking for a productive play on first down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Finds a little space. Got a lot of running room. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. That last big play has them in business just outside the red zone. It's 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Big play to start the drive, a little tougher sense. Now a crucial third down on this drive. They'll give it to the back. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped. And a chance perhaps to salt this game away if this offense can pay this off with a late touchdown. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Offense trying to pay it off on 2nd and goal. Looking for a pass to the end zone to the right. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. It came down to the final quarter. Clutch plays, guys delivered, and they get the close win.
Yeah, Reese, big-time players make big plays in big games, and that's what happened in this circumstance. As a coaching staff, David, you love this. You know that you have confidence in your guys to go out and be able to execute when it matters the most.
Correct, and you don't know until the games, right? You don't know when those moments present themselves. How are they going to handle it? Great job handling the close game, executing down the stretch like they needed to.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.